We had an ice storm last night, guys. Everything is covered in ice. We lost power and we got trees coming down everywhere. Check it out. Alright guys, we're in the middle of an ice storm. Everything's got a thick layer of ice and it's just raining more ice. Trees are coming down everywhere. Power's out. I'm trying to get back to the homestead. There's a big tree across the road with the power lines a few miles back. They had to reroute us all the way around the reservoir. I'm hoping there's no more trees down up here. I can make it all the way home. It looks like snow on the hood of my truck. That's all ice. It's been raining ice. Whoa. I'll get home and I'll be able to hook up the generator so we can run power. Of course, we got the wood stove blazing and we already got dinner cooked. I should have brought my chainsaw with me in case there's a tree blocking my path. But we're almost there. It's not too bad out here. Now we're on the driveway. Everything's weighed down with a thick coat layer of ice. And it brings down the trees on the power lines and then we have no power. Worst case scenario, something comes down on top of the yurt. We've had some close calls in the past. So far, so good. We need to go home and assess the situation. Alright, the sun is just set and it's getting dark. I'm gonna go pull up the generator and get that all fired up. Alright, got the generator up and running. It's running some lamps and TV inside the house, and it's running the heat lamps for the dog house and the chicken coop. It'll even run a heater in the bedroom. We're low on gas, so I'm gonna run back to the gas station and get more gas. Little generator does us good. All right, guys. Now we're into the scary part of the ice storm. And that's the trees coming down all around us. I tried to take a step away from the generator for a moment so we could sit here and take a listen. It's almost as if bombs are going off in the forest all around us. One came down just behind the yurt. You can kind of see the yurt up there. Missing the back of the yurt maybe by like 10 feet. And they're still coming down all around us. Oh, there goes another one. Inside the yurt's all lit up. Pretty dark out here though. And we still got freezing rain just coating everything in ice. And that weighs down the trees. Something came down right behind me. And the one that came down behind the yurt just a little bit ago, which I'll show you maybe in the morning, uprooted. Those seem to come down a little slower. But some of them are just straight exploding in half, and the top portion just comes crashing down. Pretty scary. And being in a yurt, that leaves you pretty vulnerable. That's the biggest downfall to living in a yurt, is fallen trees. Alright guys, walked up here to the yurt. We're just out back. You know, we got branches coming down. And well, this is the tree, well, the tip of it. It goes about 100 feet that way. There's just the tip. But we got broken branches and trees all over the place. Guys, this is getting bad. They're exploding everywhere. That one's probably going to come down right on our porch. Everything is just coated in layers of ice, just weighing everything down. And then it just comes crashing down like that. And you could hear them off in the distance exploding like bombs. Alright guys, well, it's after midnight. We're gonna go to bed. We're going to assess all the damage in the morning. Hopefully nothing crazy happens through the night, like a tree falls on our house or something. You know, there's reports of... Oh, there goes another one. There's reports of telephone poles and power lines down and trees down all over the place. It's a mess. And, well, like I was saying, we'll assess everything in the morning. We'll see you then. So we lost power last night. We had trees coming down everywhere. It's pretty unnerving when you're inside a yurt because it's not a whole lot of protection from falling trees. But we made it, guys. You know, we've been out of power, running that generator all night. We got the wood stove ripping, but we're still not safe yet. There's trees coming down everywhere. Like I was saying last night before we went to bed, I had a few coming down around the yurt, which was pretty unsettling. But check it out, everything is just weighed down with a thick layer of ice. The whole forest. Everybody's still in bed. Pretty cold. We got the generator running, some heaters and the wood stove going, but check out this tree that came down last night. It didn't hit the yurt, but pretty close call. Here's the tip of it right here, right out the back of the yurt here. Yeah, this tree right out our, here's the tree right out our back door here. Well, it doesn't look that big on camera, but if that would have hit the yurt, we would have suffered damage. We're safe though. You got these other trees that's weighted down with ice, but all night long you could just hear explosions in the forest. Trees busted in half under the weight or uprooting, falling. Pretty crazy. Now, even though we have wood stove for heat and propane cook range for cooking and generator for electricity, that doesn't run our well pump. So we don't have running water. And one thing I've learned about losing the power up here, especially in a storm like this where there's massive damage and power outages all over the county, is that we're last in line. So it could be days before we get power again, guys. Well, another thing we should get doing is checking on the neighbors and making sure our driveway's clear so we could even get out of here. Go take a look at the road. Everything is just a thick layer of ice. Everything's coated in ice. All the power lines, trees. You know, we've had a pretty big storm out here before like this. Had a little more snow involved with it, and it was even heavier. And we had probably 200 trees come down along the road. It took us several days of chainsawing just to be able to get a path out of here. All these power lines had come down. This telephone pole was laying across the road. That was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. We did take some pictures. I might share some of those images because it was pretty crazy. About 2 feet of snow, and then it got heavy with ice, and it took us a while. I think it was 2 weeks before we got power again. You know, it was kind of dangerous as it is. It's still beautiful. Yeah, they're still coming down. And I was just right over there a second ago. Yeah, a small one across the road there. I figured I'd take a walk up this way and see what it looks like. It's a winter wonderland that packs a very dangerous punch. And my greenhouse came down a couple weeks ago, a windstorm, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure it would have came down from this ice storm regardless. So that's something we're gonna have to work on. But I'm gonna feed the chickens that their coop is almost completely encased in ice. I have to get tools just to open this thing up. It's just completely frozen. Thick layer of ice on everything. Oh, the tarp is frozen. Usually I could dump it in through the roof. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I have a heat lamp inside there. Generator's keeping it on, so they were warm last night, but man, everything's just encased in ice. Oh, the trampoline. So I tried jumping on that. There's a stick on there. Oh my goodness. Crazy. And I saw this little stick last night. It must have came out of the tree and then stuck right in the ground, frozen in ice. And I don't imagine it would take much of a stick frozen in ice to pierce through this roof if it fell just right like that. It's pretty crazy. You know, we got that very, very large tree right next to the yurt. I mean, it's been there for hundreds of years, but that'd be scary if that one came down. And we had one about that size, just about 50 feet out the back door, come down in that other ice storm, which was pretty scary. Well, a little concerned, that tree right there has got a dangerous lean. At least it's leaning away from the yurt, but you see one with a lean on it, you know that one's got some weight holding it over, and it's only a matter of time. Hey, well, it's been a few hours. Been inside drinking coffee and warming up. The latest reports is it could be 4 or 5 days before we get power turned back on. which is fine. Like I'm saying, we have the generator, but we're going through the gas. So I'm gonna run back to the store, refill the can. Hopefully we make it there no issues. I know there's plenty of trees and power poles down. It's pretty icy, so wish me luck. Now my neighbor's already gone out to the store and back this morning, so they already blazed the trail. It's open, but there's still trees coming down all around, so hopefully we get a clear path to the gas station. Let's go. Okay, just left the gas station. It was a madhouse. The whole community is getting gas for their generators and everything, and it was a shit show. But we filled our can and we're heading home. I also grabbed some burritos for the family, some hot food. All right, let's get home. Slipping, it's icy. All right, got back from the store, got the generator all gassed up. Everything's good to go. My trees are still coming down, it's crazy. Well, check this one out. Green trees that are right here in our driveway. They both have split right in the middle. And it's hard to see now, but these were big old nectarine trees with some really cool blossoms in the springtime, and then a delicious fruit in late summer, but I have to figure out something with those. Yeah, well, it's getting cold, guys. It's almost getting dark. It's about time to go inside and hunker down for the evening. But we did have a big tree fall in front of the neighbor's house over here. And we had another neighbor go there with a tractor and a saw, maybe to assist cutting it up if need be tonight. Figured we'd go walk over there and take a look at least and see what we're dealing with before we go inside and call it a night. Yeah, if we can get over there, check it out. Well, obviously one came down here. All right, cool. They got that all handled. It's getting dark. I'm gonna head back to the house and stoke that fire up and get warm. What's up, guys? Now it's been 2 days. I didn't film anything yesterday. It's just been so crazy. We've had trees coming down all around, still out of power. The only thing I did film yesterday was my trip to town to find gas for the generator, and there was nothing open. Our local gas station was out of gas, and then when I drove to town, all of town was out of power and all the gas stations were closed. I had to come back home and dip into our reserves, but other than that, we've been doing fine. I even installed a new diesel heater that I'm going to show you guys in a bit. The thing kicks butt, and I'm super stoked on it. But before I show you that, I guess you could check out the footage that I have from driving to town yesterday. It's pretty bad. But once I got back, I just dipped into our reserves, kept the generators filled, kept the wood stoves stoked, and everything was fine. The worst part, or the scariest thing about this whole ice storm, is the trees coming down. When you're in the yurt, that's pretty unsettling to hear trees exploding and breaking and falling all around. But we got lucky. Nothing landed on the yurt. A few branches landed on our bedroom roof, but no damage. I guess let me go show you that diesel generator I set up. What are we, day 4, and everything is still frozen solid. We didn't have any new precipitation yesterday or today, but it never got above freezing. Well, this started Saturday and now it's Tuesday, and hopefully today warmer weather comes and starts to defrost this frozen wasteland. I mean, the grass is just everything's just frozen. You could hear the Elmo on the TV. River's inside watching TV. Everything's normal as can be in there. It's outside that's roughing it. We got the generator going back here. Just kept this thing, whoa, almost fell. It's all defrosted here from the exhaust. And Roscoe, he's got a heated doghouse with a heat lamp in there. It's all insulated. This here is what I got going on. Let me show you. I covered it with cardboard in case we got more snow, but it was fine. But this diesel heater, I've seen these everywhere lately, and you know, it was only 110 bucks, I think, or something like that, off of Amazon. Pretty much all self-contained, a little bit of a assembly required. But this thing ran off that one tank of diesel all night. Now you can see on the inside here how I have it just ducked through the window. This is all temporary. I just set this up in a hurry last night. That thing kicked butt. We had to open the window at some point. It got too hot. Now I love that diesel heater. I might get a couple more for the property. But I did get word that our local gas station has gotten gas. As long as the road is clear, we're gonna go get some gas. Man, everything's just got a layer of ice over it. It's pretty crazy. Guys, the power came back on and it started raining. We were thinking it was gonna start warming up and things were gonna get better. And then it turned back to freezing rain. Now it's starting to add more ice to the trees and they started coming down again, and then the power just went out. I was gonna go to the store to get more gas, but apparently there's a tree blocking the path there. So we're just gonna hunker down again. I'm gonna gas up the generator and we're just gonna hang tight, and hopefully none of these trees come down on top of the yurt. But they're already really heavy and they're just exploding in the forest. Listen. Alright guys, they're falling down everywhere. This one just fell down right on top of the power lines, right nearly on top of me. Some of the neighbors are actually leaving, it looks like, trying to, maybe they're gonna go check on the others. But yeah, that tree just busted right there and landed on these power lines, which almost came down on top of me. I thought they were going to. It's bad here, guys. This new batch of freezing rain is just seriously overloading the trees, and they're just coming down everywhere. We might actually abandon the homestead. We might have to leave, but at the same time I think we're blocked in by fallen trees, so we're just kind of hanging tight. We're not sure. Some of these trees have got a pretty big lean on them. Oh man. I just gotta hang tight, I guess, and hope for the best. Hope it warms up. It's supposed to be raising temperature right now and warming up, but it seems to be holding and freezing. Alright guys, I'm going inside. I'll get back to you guys soon. Man, I've never experienced anything like this. Trees are just exploding like bombs. I'm not kidding you. All across the forest, you could hear them far away and all the way up on top of us. It sounds like a war zone. I don't know if my camera's even going to be able to pick it up, but I'm going to try. Just listen to this. Yeah, I don't know if you could hear that or not, but it's pretty eerie. We've also lost all cell service too. We have no connection right now. I did try the CB radio, not getting nothing, but not much to do now but just hang tight and wait it out. We'll just hope one doesn't fall on the yurt. I'll keep you guys updated. Peace out. Well, it's pretty much bedtime. It's crazy how many trees are just coming down around us. They've broken over the bedroom roof. None have hit the yurt yet though, so thankfully we're good there. It's now full on raining, and I think it's starting to melt that ice. For a couple hours there, it was adding more weight to the trees. And, well, I still hear them falling. But hopefully that ice melts off of them, and we'll be done with this storm. And it's pretty much bedtime. Everybody's already gone to bed. You know, we've got detached bedrooms that are stick built. Feel a little more safer in there than the yurt. But we got the diesel heater running in the bedroom, keeping us warm, and I'll just go ahead and stoke up the fire here in the yurt and let that burn through the night, keeping it warm. And hopefully this rain washes that ice away. Alright guys, I'll see you in the morning. All right, we survived. Man, that was by far the worst ice storm experience I've ever had. That was crazy. All night, trees, one after another, just exploding and falling all around us. It's just crazy. You could hear it throughout the whole forest. It sounds like a war. There's nothing else you could compare it to. It sounds like bombs going off and you're being attacked, guns firing everywhere. Insane. And then we lost a phone service altogether, so we haven't even been able to communicate to anybody on the outside. I can hear my neighbor just got up and he's clearing some roads already, getting the trees off of them. But man, that was so scary. Everything seems to be melting now, finally. Those big, huge conifers were coming down, and when they would go, they would explode like a bomb and then just come crashing down. You could feel it through the ground. Even the ones that were miles away, you could still feel the ground rippling. Insane. We had to have lost thousands of trees. I mean, that's just around us. I mean, if you think about across the whole landscape of forest, there's got to be just thousands and thousands of trees that just came down last night. That was insane. Well, I stoked up the wood stove and fired up the generator again. I'm gonna go in and make some coffee and get ready to start cleaning up some mess. I'm gonna probably head down the road and see if we're clear. I'm sure there's gonna be trees down blocking our path. This one came down, the top broke off of that one and was on the power lines. Neighbor did come and clear that off already with the tractor, so that's good. He's making quick progress. We did have these trees come down on top of us last night. Right over the kids' bedroom, almost on the dog. Oh man. This is the one I was worried about, right over the yurt. We lost a bunch of branches from it. They just come down, and some of these were impaling into the ground. Just frightening. That big old tree busted off right there. Good thing it went that direction and not this way towards the yurt. Oh man. Chaos. Couple branches there that came down on our roof. Seems to be just melting all the ice off now though. Good deal. All right, I think we made it through the worst of it. It's warmed up at probably 10 degrees just today, and it's just raining now. No more trees are really coming down. It's just washing ice out of the trees, which is gonna flood the creeks and the rivers, and we'll have issues with them folks down there. But we did it. We made it through. I wouldn't really say that was enjoyable, but it was definitely an experience. And it kind of exposed some of our weak spots and things that we need to improve on. And that's part of living in nature. Mother Nature can be beautiful and evil. You gotta respect Mother Nature. But with that, I think at this point it's mostly just cleanup. So I'll probably save that for the next video. We'll go around and look at some of the damage, clean up a lot of mess, and we'll kind of go over some of the things that we were lacking and that we need to improve on. Now I'm glad I took you guys along with us for this ride. I appreciate and love you all, and until next time, peace.